Listen to this podcast now
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
The Idea Gen Global Podcast with George Foxx.
I'm George Foxx. In a world overflowing with noise, there is one forum where the world's smartest voices connect, where visionaries sit at the same table as innovators, and great minds don't just talk, they act.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. So Netflix is basically Santa this year. 2 NFL games on Christmas Day, streaming live. At 1 p.m. Eastern, it's Cowboys, Commanders. Then at 4:30, you've got Lions, Vikings. Midwest football, playoff stakes, and probably some snow. Watching holiday football is a tradition the whole family can enjoy. Open some gifts, grab some food, settle in, and watch NFL Live on Netflix this Christmas Day.
Well, with us this Sunday morning, JT Foxx, a good friend, a serial entrepreneur, has businesses all over the world, and let's get his opinion on the pulse of the world, because he's, one day I call him he's in Australia, one day I call him he's in the Middle East. Well, JT, Merry Christmas. I mean, I can't believe that it's Christmas time and the New Year's already. 2025 went so fast. What are you looking forward to for 2026?
Well, first of all, I think, while a lot of people and entrepreneurs might be taking it easy and say, hey, I'm going to be starting on January 5th when, the holidays are over. This is the time to plan, because I think there's going to be a lot of uncertainty. On one hand, obviously, the Republicans cannot afford to have a bad midterm, for the bad year for midterms. But on the other side, with what's happening in New York City, the uncertainty of Mandami, the uncertainty of what's going to happen, affordability being an issue, AI taking over. We have 6 AI companies as well. And what it does, it's absolutely changing. What effect is that going to have? And I think the first thing people need to do if they're listening to this is they need to get on the AI train, because it either will amplify them or replace them. And I think there's a lot of people who are not taking it seriously. And I'm seeing more and more companies calling us every day. And they're like, hey, AI, my company, nobody wants to work. I think there's a lot of uncertainty here in New York City as to what's going to happen in the business landscape. Will it be a pro-business or anti? So people are afraid. And I think everyone's going to see what's going to happen in New York. And New York is the center of the world. And if things are not going well here, you might have an exodus. I think a lot of people are waiting to see how it's going to go before they make a move. And now this is the time to double down in 2026, to be very careful, to look at every single number, take anything, and become a paranoid optimist. Paranoid, something's going to go wrong, but optimist, they will succeed.
Well, I agree with you. AI has just so many uses that we have to wait and see how it's going to be used. And it's also dangerous in many ways, because you don't know the AI. If something was AI created, so how do we protect ourselves? If something was AI created,
I think there's going to be eventually you have to assume everything's not real anymore, right? But I think the greatest uses of, say, John, you have one of the most amazing business brains in the world. And imagine people be able to tap in listening to this radio show and say, hey, what would John Katz do in terms of business or life or information, right? You already have that database, or everyone in your organization to say, hey, what would John be able to do as well? Also, efficiency. I think a lot of people don't like doing the redundant work. And so the redundancy, I think that the fear of the AI is, the development of the super weapons, right? And the drones and stuff like that, stuff that you and the president can talk about. But for us small business entrepreneurs, like, you're going to see this. And I have no doubt a company making hundreds of millions of dollars with just one human employee and 100 AI employees. We're working right now. We're seeing it live. And AI is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I think it's bigger than the iPhone development and even bigger than the internet. And, when they first came up with social media, people ignored it. When they first came up with the website, a lot of people ignored it. This is not like NFTs. This is not going anywhere. This is here, and it's only going to be double down.
For instance, I can tell AI, let's say I wanted to take Sunday off. And I can tell AI and say, come up with a show that John Catsimatidis would do based on these subjects, and do it for 48 minutes. And
not only that, John,
and have these, and it'll imitate my voice, and it'll take all the news of the day, and it'll create a show.
it'll do the research 24/7. It'll scour everything, and then we'll create different narratives. Tell me the good, the bad.
And I'll be sitting on the beach in Puerto Rico.
Pretty much. I mean, listen. I wrote a book called Billionaire versus Millionaire Thinking, and you were heavily profiled in that book. And I think the greatest thing I've learned from you and other billionaires, and it was a best-selling book, was this: you simplify things. And I think a lot of people complicate things. They complicate their life, their business. You look at things as a simple problem solving. The bigger problems you solve, the more money you make, the more creative you're going to be, the more money you're going to make. This is the year of creativity, of not thinking inside the box, not thinking outside the box, but throwing the box out the window and saying this: what can I do that my customer's not doing? And just like you heard this show used to be, one of the worst in New York City as a station. Now it's number one in the country, right? And that's the turnaround. And it's about creating that experience, knowing who your customer is, knowing who your audience is, and delivering the right information at the right time, at the right moment. And that's what people want. Create that experience.
JT, tell us about your book and where people can buy it.
Well, Billionaire versus Millionaire Thinking, it's on Amazon. It's featured you and several other billionaires, but you were the star of it. I've learned so much from you, and also people should pick up your first book, which is the story of how you built all your successful businesses from the heart, starting from nothing. You are the epitome of the American dream, and I've been so inspired, and you inspire so many people, and thank you for doing this amazing show. We know you don't have to do it on Sunday, and you're here on Sunday getting done. Without you, I wouldn't have grown the way I've grown, and I want to thank you, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same.
JT Foxx, have a great Christmas, great holiday, and a happy New Year. And I hope to see you soon in the new year.
Thank you, my friend.
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and busts. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.